Hello everyone, Mario the Pie Man here to return to the Star Trek Online episodes of Drakhara, the Riemann tactical spy person, ex-thief and whatnot that I wrote in the background. As you can see now, I've not actually inconsistently, I've made up a crew. You can see they're all standing there, kind of looking, posing. Well, actually, one of them's just standing there, but this is one of the things that the game does. It kind of arrays your away team. So let's carry on. Now, previously we've been working for the Romulan Republic to try and gather people to them. Find more Romulans to join, and one of the things we've also found is potentially a planet. So because of that, we have been invited to a conference at Kittimer, where we will hopefully find some allies in either the Klingon or the Federation. So I suppose I should be getting going on that, really. I can't leave the conference delegates waiting. I like this. We're going to go and have a meeting. I wonder if people through time will be looking at these videos with the loading screens and wondering, so they know roughly when I actually recorded compared to when they're out. I don't know when this will actually air. Now, one of the things, I'll save that for a surprise actually. I do like you encountering, and one of the things that's actually I'm struggling quite often here is I'm occasionally struggling to not reveal plot points. I have played through this quite a bit. Now, as an interesting feature, what I've actually been doing recently, and you might be seeing some soon, is because of an event, I have actually also started recording videos with a TOS Federation character. And what this means is you'll get to see that intro. Now, my plan, such as it stands, is that we will largely stick with Drakhara, but I will occasionally jump between Drakhara and the new Federation character when the plot works better with the Federation character. It allows me to get potentially some slightly different scenes and I think just a bit more story impact, which is something, so look out for that in future videos. There will be more videos, but don't think I've abandoned Drakhara, particularly at the point which we're getting to now. Kittimer 2 is actually where we want to go. Kittimer 2, Kittimer harder.
Kittimer. This place has some bad blood. Back in 2346, the Romulan military launched a massive attack that slaughtered all the Klingon colonists here and took the planet. The Klingons took it back in the chaos after Shinzon's rebellion. This is the first time since then that they've allowed Romulans to be here.
Well, we're honored.
We should be careful. The Klingons aren't going to be in a great mood. Just having us here will be a reminder of what's happened. Zatan is waiting for us with the rest of the Romulan diplomats in the Hall of Conquest.
Oh, that sounds nice. Well, let's go and meet him. We should take this opportunity to discuss Iconians with diplomats for both sides. So we've got to speak with some people about Iconians. That's our Delta part. We're going to see we come to a peace conference heavily armed, but I would expect that. I'm actually good to go. Where are we going? Arrow pointing that way, I suppose. Oh, we can talk to this chap. Let's go. Never trust a Ferengi or a Romulan. These words of ourselves. Well, people have been enemies, but they've also been allies. I am revealing no plot. So, that's the idea. It's not voice or anything, but it's just wee bits of extra colour. And I don't know if that was Kev saying, this could be harder than we thought, but
Wonder what it takes to be put in the Gallery of Honor.
Don't know, can't see anyone here. This is the Gallery of Honor. Yep. Oh, and there's a Starfleet diplomat. Again, I'm collecting some materials at the moment. Although it does seem daft I'm on the way to this conference. I find some useful gas and basically bottle it up and presumably pass it to Tovan to carry. This is the Chamber of Conquest.
Chamber of Conquest. Let's hope one day the Klingons turn their attention to the Tal Shiar.
That would be useful, yeah. We've got to go and find Datan here. But we also have to go and talk to other people. Good to have you here.
It's good to see a friendly face. The air here is a bit tense right now. I need to stay here and prepare for Empress Seela's arrival, which I'm sure will not be pleasant. Could you speak with the Klingon and Federation delegations? See what they're thinking. Get a feel for how the negotiations will go, and most importantly, try to convince them of our sincerity.
Aren't the Federation and the Klingons at war?
Both of them want to learn more about Romulan technology, and they're willing to do a great deal for us to acquire it.
We're going to sell them stuff.
We will have to be careful not to get dragged into their war, however. We are already dealing with the Tal Shiar, and that is more than enough. I believe both of them see us as a potential resource. While I'm not terribly happy about that, it is a way to get them to assist us. And until we are established on a world of our own, we need their help.
Fine, what can I do?
We're still working on an agreement, but an initial proposal is on the table. The Federation and Klingons will help us establish New Romulus, as long as they can set up embassies on the planet. They wish to use this as a chance to acquire Romulan technology and Romulan allies. We need assistance to create a new world. It's a give and take. One that will hopefully work.
And if everyone doesn't like it, it's a good
You
compromise.
can start by speaking with some of the delegates from the Klingon Empire and the Federation. Just because an initial proposal has been presented does not mean the conference is over. Far from it. Any information you can get me about what they're thinking will help when it comes time to present our case.
What do you think, Toby?
I think we should do whatever we can to stop the Tal Shiar. If that means making an alliance with Starfleet or the Klingons, fine with me. I would be worried about us getting dragged into their war, but I expect that they're both more interested in our cloaking designs than our people.
Oh, yeah.
I say we go with whoever is most willing and able to help us against the Tal Shiar. That's all that really matters.
We must be careful not to let vengeance blind us in our attempts for freedom.
Oh, you're
In
also
the
reasonable
meantime,
to Tan.
I would
Just
ask
'cause
you
were
to
in a
speak
Star
with
Trek
delegates
episode.
from the Klingon
Character-wise,
Empire
not voice.
and the Federation. Just because an initial proposal has been presented
Yes, I
does
know you
not
said
mean
that. I'll do what I can. Talk to the Klingons, let's hope this doesn't end with a duel to the death. Well, yes, it does happen with Klingons, sadly. So we're looking for their two ambassadors, possibly other delegates. The Klingon ambassador is actually a Gorn, called Stas. These are characters that kind of kick about in the game. And the Federation Ambassador Sugihara. I thought they would be up here, in fact. Yeah, there he is. Can I speak to him? Because he's not a little thingy over his head. I've got a feeling. You see, this map is used later on. Oh, talk to this guy. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, wee bits. That's nice that there's a wee bit kind of species related. I like the fact that Tovins keeps making side-eyed comments. So, as always there. Oh yeah, they're in the big hall. So, anyone else I can chat with just to see if there's. Got this Orion wondering about it. So, like I say, this map's used later, and so I think occasionally we run into some issues. Fine. Well, a lot of people seem to be saying the same thing. There's a Federaton. So here are our
The Hall of Heroes. They're probably Klingon heroes who killed Romulans.
Yeah, probably. Well, there's Stas. I'm gonna hide around a corner and look at him.
I understand their stance, but still, there are issues.
Looks like she's about to make
The
a fire.
would-be Romulan Republic is weak and fractured. How could an alliance benefit us? Ah, one of the Tan's followers. Greetings.
Hi.
I am Ambassador Satas.
Oh, Statas.
Representative for the Klingon Empire. I am curious, what exactly does your group have to offer the Klingons in an allegiance? The Tan is no warrior, and Klingon
No,
politics
definitely
have
not.
little in common with Romulan machinations.
First, I'd like to talk to you about the good news about Iconians.
The rumors are true. The Iconians have returned. Our ships have sighted their vessels in Delta Volanus. And we have heard rumors they have servant races. The Heralds, who serve as their personal bodyguards. A race that lives in subspace, and even one you have already seen. Be wary. The war you fight now may be for more than mere survival.
We are survivors, Ambassador. We fight the Tal Shiar day and night.
You do have a point. The fact that you've survived this long against the Tal Shiar says something about your people. However, it does not say whether or not you are in the right in this civil war of yours, or if this is just an
We
elaborate
did do a lot of
Romulan
elaborate
plot.
plots of Romulans.
We shall see just how trustworthy you are in the days to come.
Well, you'll see the truth of it soon enough. I don't know. I do like they made up these characters in the game, like say Stas, for example. What's this? Oh, Councillor Woldan. I think I still need to go and look. I'm wanting to go back and talk to Sugihara, but maybe not. Well, I'll find out. If I miss the Delta thing, I'll go and play through the mission again without you.
Diplomacy makes for thirsty work. The Federation ambassador can't hold his teeth together for more than a minute. The Vulcan just stares daggers at everyone. Half my delegation are a breath away from ripping into the Starfleeters like rampaging togs, and we're all stuck in here with you backstabbing greenbloods. Oh, did I
Lovely.
offend you? Well, get used to it. We don't have a reason to trust you yet, and I don't know if we ever will.
Fancy a drink? Oh, so we've got to go and get him some blood wine. Apparently waiting staff's part of our job. Not a bar kicking right here? No. Oh, there it is. The drinks table. Wonder if there's canopies as well. And back we go. You know, she's doing well to run with this cup of blood wine, particularly up and down stairs. Yo, dude, have a drink.
Ah, blood wine. At least you have some manners. Nice to know that you all aren't as ill-bred as the stories say.
Hey, watch yourself.
Ah, there's some strength in you. I like that. Perhaps you would
I wish
be
those
a
conversation
valuable
options
ally.
actually had
But just because you
consequences.
know when to bring a Klingon a drink does not mean we are friends. I'm keeping an eye on you and your kind.
Fine.
The Klingons don't seem too thrilled with the idea of being allies. Maybe we'll have better luck with the Federation.
Let's go and talk to them then. But, you know, they're all nicey, and I bet they'll want to have lots of meetings. You know how the Federation love their meetings. These door designs are stupid, the fact that you could wait for that little cover to close. I like the fact that it's animated. But, and at least Sugihara isn't a graphics oversight. Yeah, in real life that would be annoying. We'll keep tripping on it, high heels will get caught in it. We don't apparently observe him from a distance, we just go straight up and talk to him.
One of our new potential allies. I am Jiro Sugihara, a representative of the Federation Diplomatic Corps. Let's talk, shall we? Yes.
He does have a
I'd
reputation
love
for
a
talking
chat.
a lot.
Now, please
He's
don't
always in
take the
dress
cool
uniform.
reactions of some of my colleagues as an indication of how the whole of the Federation feels. There is a history between our two governments. But I believe with some work, we can all come to a peaceful agreement. Don't you agree?
Well, I was hoping, wait.
Of course you do. Of course.
Ooh.
Why else would you and other fine and forward-thinking
I'm a
Romulans,
Reno.
such as Datan, be present here at this conference? I like to think of all of us, Federation, Klingon, and Romulans alike, as engineers.
No, I'm
We're
tactical.
building bridges to a newer and
Oh,
brighter future. We're architects,
I take that
designing
back.
load-bearing structures upon which we might build vital cooperative efforts. But before we get to the window dressing, of course, you know where we must begin.
Well, yeah, I suppose we could start.
Why, with the foundations. You knew that, of course. There's nothing we cannot achieve if we're able to
He does
continue
talk a
to
lot,
sit
but
down
that's part
and
of the
discuss
joke.
our differences. And bit by bit, measure by measure, work through them and learn
I
from
wonder
one
if he's
another.
like this at home.
We must start fresh. So as one potential friend to another, I ask this entirely as a personal question. How do you feel about reunification?
I like the options,
I
though.
know there
Walk
are
away,
a lot of
edge away
people in the
cautiously.
Federation still opposed to it, but I am certain that if we simply sit down together and discuss the issue rationally, we can...
What about Iconians?
Archaeology has never been my focus, but let's see. I believe the Enterprise D helped discover the location of Iconia back in the
In the episode
mid-23rd
Contagion,
century.
yes.
Until then,
They speak
we
using
didn't even
Simon.
know that... Until then, we didn't even know if the Iconians were real. They could have just been an ancient myth. Their history is quite dramatic, isn't it? Phenomenal power brought
for the
low by a
exposition.
mighty coalition of other species, joining together to defeat a common foe. The destruction of the Iconians may very well have been the first war of this type. And well, look at us now, uniting with former enemies to defeat the Tal Shiar. This is a very interesting time in our history.
Cheers. Now, I'd best be going. He's enthusiastic. Yes, he is, too. And here's Admiral Tanay.
I know your kind too well to
Hey.
ever trust what you say. I will not be taken in by your attempts to
are
be
dicks.
disarming.
The ones that are hunted and killed by the Tal Shiar.
It has yet to be determined if anyone is being hunted. If that is the case, Starfleet will take the appropriate action
I'll
within
be
the
none
bounds
then.
of the Prime Directive. I have spent more than 3 decades defending the Federation from Romulan plots. I have seen all of the tricks, the deceptions, all of the treachery that is born of hubris. Romulans believe they are superior to all other species.
Demon.
That is incorrect. It will take a great deal of effort to deceive me. I suggest you do not try.
This isn't a trap, Admiral. You'll see. I guess not everyone's all cheer and sunshine now. Vulcans are awful. They are the worst. Who do we have to go? Oh, we've got to go and tell Datan. Tanay's quite grumpy at the moment. Sugihara, yeah, he's talkative. There's a nice strong Klingon. We liked him. Stas is okay. Sitas, sorry. Problem with seeing it written so often, your own pronunciation gets logged in your head.
Jolan True, what
Hi.
do you have to report? There's doubt everywhere.
Yep.
We will have to be careful not
This
to...
conference is a farce.
Sela!
Hey.
You're not trying to found a settlement. You're rebelling against your sovereign. You're stirring
Denise
up
Crosby.
dissent with your wild stories of mysterious aliens and
Hello,
colony
Guest Voice.
attacks.
Wild stories!
Until now, I gave your little movement some leeway because I thought I could convince you to see the error of your ways. This ridiculous conference shows me I've been far too forgiving.
You! How could you?
Oven! That's enough! You two, please leave this to Tamara and me.
Yeah, fine.
Unbelievable. How can that woman stand there and deny everything?
Quite easily,
If you ask me, the only thing worse than the tall Shi'ar is the politician who lies for them. There should be no allegiance with such... Hold on. We're getting a message from the ship.
Oh, let's see what
Picking up odd ships on sensors. Ships that match the one we scanned back when the colony was destroyed. Good. Now they'll have to deal with us, the Klingons, and the Federation.
Tenebris, inform the Klingons we have uninvited guests.
The Klingon command base has ordered us to remain in orbit and leave the defense of Khitomer to them. However,
Tophan, what's
I'm
happened to your
certain
voice?
that the singularity signature I'm detecting is the same ship that was in orbit of Viranot during the attack. This could be the
Why are
person
you-
responsible for the
happened?
destruction of the colony. Do we investigate, despite the Klingons' objections?
Why is he speaking like, I'm just... Yeah, let's go up. I think it was the Tann's voice he was speaking. I wonder if they switched something or... It's been that long since I've played through this, sadly. I couldn't tell you what they got wrong there, aside from the voice, which I hope was obvious to everyone.
I'm picking up multiple anomalies
Back
in the
to normal
area.
there, Detective.
The Klingons are still ignoring them. We should investigate them, and be prepared for whatever happens. Keep an eye out for Klingon ships. If any hostiles appear, they'll show up too. If we're lucky, we'll target the enemy and not us.
Okay, let's go do that. What is it?
The Alachi were hiding the tall Shi'ar ship.
This is a matter for the Klingon Empire!
Although you're not doing much. Just there. Let's see who's
I am Gerard, son of Lursa, captain of the IKS Kang. You have
Oh,
proven
congrats
yourself
then.
in battle against one of these ships. I will ensure that you will survive to prove yourself again.
Thanks.
I was the first to uncover the alien Undine within the Klingon Empire. Now, I shall be the first to combat this new alien threat. To battle!
Alright, well we'll send you the data. Apparently we're doing that. Ah. I was doing Khan's mistake, two-dimensional thinking. One of the downsides is because you can't climb straight up, you sometimes have to do a bit of spiraling. On the other hand, we get to see the lovely pretty bird on the bottom of my ship. So, you know, that's nice for everyone. Hopefully we can stay in a range or not. This thing is a little special move Romulan ships can do. They basically gave them a special power because they've got a singularity core rather than a warp drive. You get more of these abilities afterwards.
Why am I not surprised that you were the one who
hey there,
discovered
Hakeem.
us?
How's your eye?
I'm quite happy you did, though. Now I have a chance to rectify the mistakes of Gasco Station. Captain Gerard, you have no place in this fight between us. This
I don't
is a
think he'll
Romulan
like
affair.
Colonel Hakeem, you came into sovereign Klingon territory with hostile intent. You brought these aliens into our space. Now you have the unmitigated goal to try to give orders to a Klingon warrior? This is not a Romulan affair anymore, Colonel. You have insulted me, and you will pay the
bad
price.
move, Hakeem.
I don't care if you have 100 Klingon ships.
I think
You
we would
will
with
not
100.
stop me.
Right, we're going to take out Romulan first. Not the planning yet. So what these Deredixes can do later, they tend to tractor you and then fire off heavy targets. Very hard to avoid. There's a lot of damage. There's somewhere to be seen. Tractor beams do actually damage as well. Certainly ships distinctly different.
Hull integrity below 75.
You know, I should have actually used that special move I talked about. We're using plasma weapons to try to get this. That's what the special move does.
It's been a pleasure, Commander. But my work here is complete. I will deal with you another time.
Get back
You
here.
fought well.
Oh, you did
My
nothing.
people will learn of Colonel Hakeem's attack on my vessel.
You were
That
30
I can
kilometers
promise
away.
you. I will also tell them of your abilities in battle. However, Hakeem did not die, so I cannot rule out the possibility that this was all a Romulan trick. My ship will continue to patrol the area. You should return to the conference.
Oh, thanks.
Akiv beamed something down to the surface before he warped. I think... Yes, we're getting confirmation. He beamed explosives down to Kittimer.
Oh no.
We've got to get down there and disarm them before anyone finds out. Even a
under the
hint
table
of a
there? Sorry,
problem
Emperor.
like this, and the conference will be shut down. We'll lose our best chance for colonization.
Well, let's get down there and stop the bomb. A bomb? Oh no.
What is your status? I'm in the Hall of Heroes now, and things are underway. Did you handle the situation with the Ilachi?
Yeah, but Hakeem beamed a bomb down.
This is not good.
know
It will
it's
be
a
too
bomb.
easy for any disturbance to be blamed on us, and Hakeem knows it. I'll start searching the Hall of Heroes. Contact me once you've found all of the explosives on
actually
your
bomb
end.
disposal
I'll
expert,
do my
mate.
best to discreetly look for anything amiss over here.
Fine.
Make sure the Klingons do not find the bombs first. If they do, there's a good chance we'll be seeing one another soon in a jail cell.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, fine. Right. Fortunately, someone's tagged it on my map. Oh yeah. Weird looking bomb. Too close for comfort, we need 3 more. Gallery of Honor, although like I say I'd expected things in the Gallery of Honor. You know, like pictures or something. Statues. And this guy didn't want to go to the conference. Or, I don't know, again, they might just think there's a plot. Really, the problem is... Oh! Ah! He's a Tal Shiar agent in disguise. Should have known he's in the wrong trousers. That's not Starfleet issue trousers.
Tal Shiar had spies here the entire time.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Nice work, security guards. Way to do your jobs. Again, nice for all you to do something. Just shot a man in cold blood on purpose. Well, apparently he did. I know it doesn't actually mean anything, but for immersion purposes, I'm holstering my gun because I think running around with waving a weapon about is probably not going to. Don't think we are.
Enemy targets.
I do like the detail that they've put them in incorrect trousers.
Did you get the explosives?
Yes, I did.
Good. That's a relief. I found a bomb near one of the statues in the back of the hall. I should be able to confirm that these devices were made by the Tal Shiar once the conference is over. It will be more proof that they cannot be trusted.
Good stuff.
Why don't you come inside the
Yeah, I will
conference?
do.
The Klingons are about to speak. It should be interesting to hear what they have to say.
Are there snacks? I'm going to get one of the comfy seats, or is it going to be like right at the back? And cutscene.
In conclusion, think about how many times we've been fooled by Romulans.
Yeah, but you're really easy to fool.
Sela already sent the Tal Shiar to attack us here. Who is to say Detan is not part of her plan? We must not allow this alliance to happen.
Hakeem!
A bomb.
Treacherous Greenblood!
Stay back!
What do you think you're doing? What? What are you?
Remember this.
He gave his life for me, for a Klingon.
Yep. Well, that was dramatic. Not to Mare. We'd got to know him.
Tamer died with honor. When my time comes, I hope I can do the same. His sacrifice showed me that we have a common enemy. The blood in your veins may be green.
It's not easy to
but
beat.
you fight for your people with the courage of a Klingon. I would be proud to give my aid to you and Detan. We will hunt the Tal Shiar like the dogs they are.
No, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Keep it short, Chief.
Tamir's sacrifice will be remembered. I promise you that. Personally, I have never liked the Tal Shiar. But we of the Diplomatic Corps are always committed to trying to find peaceful solutions first. but we can help you in your fight to bring justice to the Tal Shiar if you accept our assistance. We know you have much to do to build a new homeworld and free your people. The Federation wants to be your ally in everything.
Lovely.
Tamer's death will not be in vain. Now we have the opportunity to secure our future. The Federation looks favorably upon our endeavors, but it will take time for them to commit. Now Tamer has shown the Klingons that there is honor and nobility among us. We may not have gotten what we wanted today, but I foresee a day where we will build a home and a life on New Romulus.
I'm just standing here.
The next step
No,
must be yours.
badge there.
Both Starfleet and the Klingon Defense Force have agreed to
Just
take
saying.
Romulans into their forces.
Ooh.
I'd like you to be the
Alright.
first. You will be our eyes, ears, and hands in their
Feet.
fleets. More
Also our
importantly,
legs.
you will be our voice. Where you serve is your choice. But wherever you go, always remember that you are Romulan. If you haven't done so already, speak with the representatives
I've
of the
done that.
Federation and the Klingon Empire. Then take some time to think it over. When you are ready, speak with Subcommander Nadell back on the flotilla.
Okay.
Tamer gave his life so that we would be understood by the others. I know I won't forget this.
Well, there you go.
I'm ready to do whatever it takes to take down the Tal Shiar. So I'm with you on this, no matter what. The ship is awaiting our return whenever you're ready. We need to report to Subcommander Nadell and let her know everything that's happened.
We could just phone her, but okay. Bye everyone, it was a lovely conference. Oh, right, we actually got to go back to the flotilla. Sometimes it'll run you back there on its own. So yeah, this is one of the things. So why, you might be asking, when we've become the Romulan faction, do we have to join the Federation of the Klingons? Well, back over 10 years ago when this game was developed, a lot of games, if you consider the one that everyone was using as a reference, was World of Warcraft. Now World of Warcraft had two sides. You had your Horde and your Alliance, whatever they're called. And people thought that's what you wanted a game programmed in, what they call a red versus blue mechanic. So when they built Star Trek Online, they built that. That's why they have a war between the Klingons and the Federation, in order to have this, to give you this red and blue. So if you think of when they arrange them, if you go as a Federation character of this century, you'll get a choice of many species to choose from, including Klingon, Vulcan, Human, Tellarite, Andorian and whatnot. Similarly, as a Klingon, they pointed out in plot that they'd kind of annexed and held systems. So you've got Klingon, Nausicaan, Lethean, Orion and Gorn, and so it's to try and get this kind of two alliance sides. Now, they kind of drifted away from that as the game developed, so when they came up with this Romulan expansion, they have to still fit you into one of these two boxes. So they came up with this idea of you actually picking a side. So, what side am I going to pick, I hear you ask? Well, let's leave that surprise. I'm not bringing Tov and Kev in case he takes a tour off me.
Welcome back. I'm Sub-Commander Nadell. Tamer's final actions impressed both the Klingons and the Federation. The time has come for you to decide who you will be allied with. Starfleet and the Klingons both have sent diplomats to stay here at the flotilla. Talk to them if you have any questions. Then speak to me when you are ready to make your choice.
Well, let's talk to them, shall we? Looking a bit awkward there, Chief.
Tamer's sacrifice showed bravery and honor. We honor his act, and we will not forget it.
Yeah, very good.
The Prime Directive may tie our hands sometimes,
because you interpret
but
it
we
wrong.
recognize when reaching out will help the galaxy. We are ready to recognize the Romulan Republic as a legitimate government, free of the Romulan Star
That's
Empire.
useful.
We can help your people. If you'll accept us as your allies, we'll gladly aid you in your fight
He
against
sits
the
really
tyranny of the
awkwardly.
Tal Shiar. We know you have much to do to rebuild a new homeworld on New Romulus. Tell us what you need. We're ready to help you with construction and the relocation
don't
of
worry,
any
it's not like
willing
the Federation
Romulans to
become
their
your
new
enemies.
home.
Cheers. It's very much which faction you'll drop into. It works for other parts of the game, which we'll see later.
Tamer's sacrifice showed the High Council that we have a common enemy, and there is such a thing as an honorable Romulan. We honor his memory.
I like honor.
Join us. The blood in your veins may be green, but you fight for your people with the courage of a Klingon. The Klingon Defense Force will be proud to give our aid to the Romulan Republic. Together, we will hunt the Tal Shiar like the honorless dogs they are.
Alright, thanks. So, I will go and talk to Nadal.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Well...
My name is Nadal. I'm a former refugee, and like you, I'm trying to help Titan build a new Romulus. I barely remember the homeworld, but I remember the hunger and fear of the years that followed its loss.
The voice actor she was doing.
I watched my father disappear into a bottle of ale. I remember my mother crying night after night when she thought I couldn't hear. We need a new homeworld. We need stability, and we need to put the past behind us. I'll do anything I can to help make that happen.
Okay.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
I'm ready to make
this final choice must be yours, but I know you will honor Tamer and serve our people well, no matter where you decide to go. So what is it to be then? The Klingons or the Federation? Time is short. What do you need of me?
Now, so we have a choice. Again, Starfleet explores the stars and defends the Federation from threats. Starfleet officers are dedicated to advancing the Federation's knowledge of the galaxy, exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life civilizations, and boldly splitting infinitives where infinitives have never been split before. The Klingon Defense Force represents the military might of the Klingon Empire. KDF officers serve by conquering new worlds, battling the Empire's enemies, and undertaking scientific and exploratory missions that will expand the Empire's reach. In return, they gain glory and honour that the true word deserves. I'm going with Klingons. I'll tell you for why. Not just that it'll grant me access to Klingon Empire locations like Kronos and Klingon Academy, I'll be able to team with KDF captains, fly KDF starships. Basically, I've got quite a few Romulan characters already with Starfleet, and I've only got one with the KDF, so that's why it's to do with my huge array of alts. There we go. What's next?
Tamer was a great man. He touched so many lives among the survivors, and I know he thought very highly of you. I can think of no better way to honor his commitment and sacrifice than by continuing to serve the Romulan people. On to business. The flotilla will be working on beginning settlement of Dewa 3, or what we're calling New Romulus. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Centurion.
I've heard of recent accounts. I want to make certain that you have the crew necessary. Please join me here on New Romulus. Oh, so we've got something. I look forward to speaking with you in person. And we now get a Klingon officer. Whew. Very scary guys. Glory to you, Captain. My name is Lonoff. I've been assigned to the RRW Tenebris, so yes, I will let her join my bridge. Oh, they've put her in the disco outfit. That's new.
Greetings. I am taking over as your liaison with the Romulan Republic since Tamer is no longer with us. You have proven yourself and earned the respect of your fellow Romulans. A contact from our new allies would like to speak with you. Return to the flotilla.
Okay.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Nothing at the moment. Right, so, right, there will be a quick cut here for some no, in fact, I'm going to keep her in that because one of the things actually I will quickly demonstrate, if I go to Bridge Officers, if I pick Lonoff and modify, you will notice that I cannot put her in Romulan clothes. One of the things that they have is outfits are quite restricted to characters, so if you look, if I go to uniform, you can see that actually I've got, if I go for, again, I've got the selection of Klingon outfits rather than the Romulan ones, so I can't put her into, if I go to say loose jacket, you will notice I don't have, I've got lots of Klingon options, but nothing in the way of Romulan. I'm actually tempted to go with the 23rd century Klingon because I never realised I had it. So I'll probably not rejig all the Klingon outfits, but you know what? Let's have a go. So I could, she was tactical. You know what? I am actually going to sub out Heaven for load off because in fact I'll wait, I'll do promotions later. So I've got to speak with a contact here. Who is it?
Time is short. What do you need of me? I'm glad that you're settled into your new ship, as we can't waste any time.
Not yet.
We've
that's on
received
my
word
list to
that
do.
the miners on Beta Thoradar have spotted Nausicaan pirates near their system. The pirates haven't bothered to attack the mining installation, but it's only a matter of time, and they're likely to go after freighter traffic in the area. Beta Thoradar is an unremarkable system, but there's a small Republic colony there that mines heavy metals necessary for ship construction. I need you to take your new ship to the Beta Thoradar system and patrol the area. Just let everyone know that the Republic is watching.
Okay. Right, so who else did I have to talk to? So choose Valar, New Romulus Command. And I suppose that was... So I've got to go to New Romulus Command, so in fact, well, let's beam off here. And we will head to New Romulus. We won't go to the ground a bit just yet. There is a whole slew of missions with New Romulus which I'm wanting to take later. So I suppose there's New Romulus. Also, I'd like to, plot-wise, give a bit of an impression that stuff's still being built, because we've only just found the planet and most Romulan government's apparently still in the flotilla, but here we have to go to New Romulus Command, so New Romulus Command we will go to. Now yeah, I could have actually done this a lot sooner, but I wanted things to flow. You see, because I'm a Delta recruit, we level faster here. But I wanted to switch ships and to do all this sort of promotion stuff, the promotion to Centurion, after I'd finished sort of the mission that came before. I won't always be doing that, I just thought particularly for this early one that we left that. That's why I've kind of left that sitting there for the last couple of missions. And this is a public area, so you can see lots of different spaceships. So we have a few people to talk to in here. Centurion Villar. She's down here. I think this is bridge officers, which I will discuss briefly in this video. Yeah. So, sorry, not bridge officers, DOFs, duty officers. In fact, while I'm here, because one of the... So the idea of this is, it helps you build up things. There's these random missions here. You can see audit application credentials, geologist, that sort of thing. And the idea is you put these duty officers in and they become missions that you can they kind of build up, give you some supplies and XPs. One of the things I can actually do here as well is put in a recruitment for other officers, one of the upshots. And in fact, if you want to get more duty officers, a wee hint here, as a Romulan character, you can actually double dunt this. You can actually then run off to the Klingon Academy and do exactly the same thing through the Klingon side. I think part of that is a payoff. The Klingons and the Federation both have like extra missions where you can pick up a few extra officers by talking to. In the Federation, it's the Andorian, the Vulcan, and Tellarite. and in the Klingon one there's a Gorn, an Orion and a Nausicaan. But for this, we can basically use, for this, we can actually do a request on both if you're... wait, that's not what I was wanting. I was wanting to select a new ship. Acquire a ship. So yes, we're owed a ship. Thank you. Congratulations promotion. Now, this is the thing. So, we already have this ship. Well, that's one that we could get. Now, I've got to sort, because you can see there's lots of ships, so I will filter them to rank Centurion. There we go. So I have, there's a land warbird. Now this is one of the downsides of playing through as a Romulan. You don't really have a choice. So as a Federation in particular, you get a choice of various ships. Well, in fact, you can see them there. You can pick a cruiser, an escort, or a science vessel. There's a couple of things that I've unlocked. And as a Klingon, you'd have the bird of prey, a raptor, or a type of battle cruiser. And again, yes, there are quite a few extra ships that I have acquired through my time. Now, I am going to try and keep this simple, so again, I'm kind of trying to keep this in with how you would play the game normally. And so for that, I will not be taking the Dahil Warbird, which is a slightly enhanced version of the Delan. I will just pick the Delan Warbird. So, I hope you all appreciate. Now, I will rename the ship, so probably a quick pause while so what shall we call this ship? Looking through my big list of ship names, yes, I have a Google Doc. I think I've mentioned this before. Every time I see a ship name in a book or a TV series or something, if I like it, I put it onto a Google Doc that I keep on my phone. And that means that I'm never stuck for ship names. So, what shall I go for? Oh, that's not a bad one. Let's go for that. Yeah, actually I think I will. I'll go for... This was one... Mortis Lux. Did for a while for Romulan characters. I was coming up with names in sort of very bad Latin. Mortis Lux means dying light. They always did make the Romulans kind of a bit Romanish, so I always thought sometimes Latin names worked quite well. So we'll go with that for the moment. And don't worry, we will now manage ships, so we will ready the starship, and it pulls a lot of our upgraded weapons onto it already. What do we actually have sitting around? We do have quite a few new weapons to equip. Okay, so that's me showing you ship acquisition. Now we will... Is there a ship tailored around here? Yes, there is. So, we have our new ship, we have some bridge officers to deal with, and we are ready to go. Let us get up to this new ship and prepare for next time you see us when we will embark on this first mission in our new starship. A quick glance around it. So, that was us making the choice to join a side, choosing a side, and becoming agents of the Klingon Empire, or at least joining the KDF as part of the Romulans. So, let us have a look at the Mortis Lux. There she is, now in deep space. Nice paint job. There you go. So, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative and whatnot. as always, if you do like the video, please like and subscribe for more content like this, if this is the sort of thing you like watching. And if you want to make any comments, please put them down below. And similarly, you can also talk to me on Twitter. I'm at Pieman70, capital P, capital M, and the number 70. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time. But until then, bye for now.